RX8 Cup heads to Sydney Motorsport Park for the second round of the 2023 season. You can just see here our track map with the action zones, things to look out for down into turn 2, especially at the start of the race. Always produces plenty of moments and opportunities to pass around the back through turns 4 and 5. A lot of undulation through this section of the circuit, and it makes you able to line up a run at turn 6, where under the hard braking zone you can potentially be able to make another passing opportunity. Also keep an eye out for the hairpin turn 8. It's another one where everybody comes back together as we come down the hill and make a pretty tough late braking opportunity down through there. And then the final complex before you go back onto the main straight. A great opportunity to get in the draft and be able to pull past somebody. 147.820 set by Ryan Gorton. He's our pole sitter here this weekend. We caught up with him down in the pits.
Ryan Gorton, blistering lap out there, mate. Pole position by almost 7/10 and a lap record. How was it out there?
Oh, conditions are awesome. Car felt great. I was really happy with the time. Yeah, stoked.
Nice and cool out there. Do you reckon that had something to do with the ability to kind of drop that kind of lap?
Oh, definitely. That's much faster than I've been here before. The conditions helped. We're a little bit worried going into qualifying, actually, because we did run on old tyres. But, yeah, man, the car was fast and we got the time done.
So what's the plan going into race 1?
Get out front early, get some clean air, see if we can stay there.
Congratulations, mate. We look forward to the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
So yes, Ryan Gorton there on pole position. You can see him in the yellow RX8. Next to him, Jack Panacia, and then the rest of the field in behind. Ones to look out for, Justin Barnes, Tom Shaw, and the big field as well. Coming from the back, we've also got Brad Harris in the exclusive Switchboards car. He'll be looking to make his way through. Didn't have the best qualifying session, but we know just how fast he can be in one of these cars as Ryan Gorton leads the field down into turn 1 and 2, moves to the inside to defend the line. You can just see everybody actually moving to the inside there as well to try to make sure that they continue holding their position. Justin Lewis tried around the outside in the Yellow Express car. Of course, thanks to Yellow Express for their support of the championship as well, as we go on board with Terry Lewis coming through turn 3. Just sitting in behind to be ready to take any position he can. Brad Harris working his way through as well. He looks to the inside of Hills and takes the position away. That's Aaron Hills in the Angus car service car. We saw that he had the opportunity there at turn 4. Somebody kicking up dust in turn 5 as we go on board with Maisie Place, a long-time supporter of the category. Maisie does a lot of work on RX8s as well. Make sure to keep an eye out on her as she continues to develop her racecraft here in the RX8 Cup. On board with Tom Shaw as Jack Panacia fended off Justin Barnes looking to the inside. Barnes gets the position away, a little bit of contact with them, and Justin Lewis in behind. You can see 3 wide almost out of the final corner. A little bit of a touch there between Panacia and Barnes. And that is going to allow Tom Shaw to get to the inside. A little bit of door touching as well. So these guys playing for keeps in the early stages of the round here at Sydney Motorsport Park. If you'd like to know more about RX8 Cup, make sure to check out their Facebook page and website. They're going to be travelling the East Coast this year with plenty of great rounds. On board with Aaron Hills, who's still in the midfield, and it looks like Martin Lyle in the smart boating car. We go on board with him there. Very slow out of the final corner, so something wrong with that car. He gives the steering a little bit of a wobble, so he's felt something not to his liking early in the stages here of race 1. As Panacia looks all over the back on Barnes, Tom Shaw sitting in there as well. Where's the number 1, of course, as the defending champion of the RX8 Cup. He's had some good runs so far this season, but needs to get himself past these two if he wants to pick up some of those all-important championship points. Panacia is working hard to try to get himself back in front of Barnes. Speaking of working hard, here's Brad Harris working his way through the field. Goes down the inside of Thomas Derwent. So Derwent loses a position, and that gets Brad Harris up inside the top 10. So he'll need to keep working his way forward now to get onto the back of people like Justin Lewis, who we're on board with, and Terry Lewis as well, and see if he can be able to get himself those positions. Terry Lewis just working on the back of Luke Webber there. Not able to get past him as yet, and you can see here Panacia, Tom Shaw, they're all in amongst it at the moment, on board again with Tom Shaw. The fight for second place is on in earnest. Ryan Gorton has walked away in front in the Magnet Race Numbers car. He's got a very, very comfortable lead. He's actually outside of shot, but you can't see him as we go on board with Brad Harris looking to the inside. He's going to try 2 for 1 here. Oh, not quite. Almost a touch there with the 82 of Aaron Prosser, who holds on to his position. So Aaron Prosser in the Maisie Place Motorsports car just holding on there as Brad Harris looked to the inside. And we see there the 85 of Silvestro, Ben Silvestro that is, in amongst the battle. And Martin Lyle back in the pit lane. So obviously dramas for him. So that means that he's going to drop all the way to the back of the field if they can get that car back out there, which is not what they want to start the weekend at all. But just look at this battle for second place. 2 by 2 through the hairpin in the late stages of this one. They're all fighting hard for position. Tom Shaw looking every way he can. Everybody moving to different lines, trying different things. You can see Shaw there soaring at the wheel to try to get himself through turns 4 and 5 as fast as possible. It looks like he might have got the run out of the hairpin. No, he still sits in behind through the final complex. You just saw it from onboard there with Lewis. As now out of the final corner, Tom Shaw gets to the inside. Jack Panacea is going to lose out down into turn 1. And Shaw is able to run down the inside on the main straight. So obviously he got the drive out of the final corner. Maybe Panacea just didn't quite nail the shift. And he has to sit back in behind Shaw now. And just look how good this field is, all battling for position. Out in front though, very, very comfortable. Ryan Gorton leading the way as he comes down the straight to take the checkered flag. Justin Barnes only just going to hold on from Tom Shaw. And we'll see the results come up on screen there. Justin Barnes holds on, Tom Shaw, Jack Panacea and Justin Lewis rounding out your top 5. Race 2 in the afternoon here at Sydney Motorsport Park, Saturday afternoon. And again, we got a field of 22 cars taking to the track. Ryan Gorton looking to pick up where he left off. Justin Barnes sliding in behind him. Jack Panacea and Tom Shaw. Tom Shaw's gone a little bit backwards there, and Brad Harris is going to swing around the outside of him. Harris to the inside, up to second place as they break down into turn 2. So the exclusive Switchboards car right up towards the front of the field. He made light work coming through there. What a launch of a start. We'll take a look at the replay here. And they go from the lights going out, and he's been able to pick up 6 positions down into turn 2. Just pulls to the outside. Let's see what happens as he goes through turn 1. He's going to tuck in behind Barnes and Panacea through 1. And just as they drift wide, the line just opened up for him there. Absolutely brilliant to see. And Brad Harris right to the front of the field. So great driving, and just shows that you're able to pick up a few positions very quickly if you're looking the right way and making sure that you're aware of everything going on around you. On board with Martin Lyle in the smart boating car. He's just made a move, gives a wave to the cars behind him. Thank you very much for that. So Martin Lyle is continuing to work his way through the field after those dramas we saw in race 1. On board with Terry Lewis in the Rotary Motion car. He's sitting in about the mid-pack here in the early stages. Late afternoon sun. It's a lot to make sure to keep your eye on throughout the field, but also down the run down the main straight. You can see the sun there glaring down into everyone's eyes. It's not quite as hard as it can be here at Sydney Motorsport Park, of course, just for the time of the year where the sun is positioned at this hour. But still something to be aware of as you make the run down into turn 1. As now Panacea tries to go around the outside of Barnes. It's a long move. It's going to be tough to make it work. They're door to door, giving each other just enough room and not a millimetre extra as Barnes cuts the nose off and gets back to the inside. As we take on board with Martin Lyle down the straight. He's protecting to the inside. He's got a car behind him looking to fight for position. That's Jamie Cornelis. See there, Jane Cornelis in the raceaway car. He's going to look back to the inside on Lyle, but not quite able to do anything there. And Ben Silvestro just holding the gap on all of them. So good fights all the way through the field as well. There's always somebody to battle with in RX8 Cup. If you want to be able to get out there and race with these guys, you'll be able to do it with RX8 Cup. Justin Barnes continues holding off Panacea in behind. He's got the run down through 1 though, and just look at the speed he's able to carry. Switches back to the inside. He'll get late on the brakes here and try to work his way through. Very close between the pair of them. A little bit of contact there even. Panacea just keeps it on the track. Barnes always sliding it out of 2. I think he might have just caught the rear of Panacea there, and he's going to drop down through the field as well. That car actually looks like it's getting away slowly for Barnes, so not exactly sure what's happened there. We've got the 54 of Martin Welshoff at the final corner as well, so not a good second race for Martin. As we go on board with Terry Lewis, just look at the way he's behind Barnes. He's closed in through turn 1, so Barnes has lost pace here somewhere. Something's happened to that car, and now Lewis gets to the inside at turn 2 in a very reminiscent move to what we saw from Panacea, and Jackson Noakes is going to work on the rear of him now as well. So Barnes doing everything he can to just hold on to position in the late race stages here. Ryan Gorton, though, out in front, is going to take it 2 from 2 with another comfortable victory at Sydney Motorsport Park with the RX8 Cup. Comes down the main straight, and the Yellow Express driver gets the win in the Magnet Race Numbers car. We take a look at the results here for round 3. Brad Harris, Tom Shaw, Jack Panacea, Justin Lewis rounding out your top 5. Third race of the weekend for the RX8 Cup here at Sydney Motorsport Park. This one Sunday morning. You can see we've got 21 cars back out there ready to take on this final day of racing for round 3 of the championship. If you want to know more, get out and check out their website and Facebook page for more information coming through turn 1. We've got contact amongst a couple of them, and backwards into the wall goes Jackson Noakes. Not sure exactly who else was in that one. I think Luke Webber was in amongst it as well. We'll have to have a look at the replay here as we go on board with David Grice, and you can just see cars everywhere. Pulls the car up, not able to get it stopped though. Were a couple of them, you can just see there, the 26 and the 82 getting involved. I think that was Aaron Prosser in the middle of it, and Luke Webber as well, taking on board with Martin Lyle. And a little bit earlier, he makes contact with, I think that's Silvestro, through 1, goes up on the grass between the pit lane exit and turn 1. That's actually quite a steep bit of grass there, so Martin Lyle lucky to get away with it, and the safety car will help him as we take a look at the replay from Ryan Gorton. He waves goodbye to Brad Harris, so Gorton was not happy with his start. He's going to get a second lifeline here because after the yellow flag, he's right back on him. Tom Shaw to the inside of Jack Panacea. He's going to get the position done down the inside at 2. He's going to look at Gorton as well, but now he'll find himself on the wrong side, and he may well lose out through turn 3 and up over the hill. You can see from the onboard of David Grice, the Yellow Express supported car. That looks like Tom Shaw. Yes, he did lose out to Panacea there, so he has to sit in behind him. We go on board with Terry Lewis, and just look at the 50 there of Justin Lewis in the Yellow Express car, all over the back of Tom Shaw as well. Out in front, Brad Harris, though, he's holding on from Ryan Gorton. Going to try to pinch a victory here. I don't know that Gorton's got the pace to go with him, but he'll see what he can do. And it looks like, actually, Justin Lewis has been able to get past Tom Shaw on the run down in the 1. So the RX8 Cup car of Rickshaw Racing with Tom Shaw behind the wheel, just losing out there through 1. He may well have just not gotten the drive down on the main straight. Out in front, Ryan Gorton all over the back of Brad Harris. Through turns 4 and 5, he'll be looking for a run over into 6. Shows the nose, not quite close enough. Harris is holding on in that exclusive Switchboards car after driving through the field in races 1 and 2 from a bad qualifying performance. He'll be ruining what could have been, but I'll tell you what, to be able to lead Ryan Gorton here, very good for Brad Harris. And you can see him trying to break the draft as they run down the straight. And he thumbs up from Ryan Gorton at the end of the race. Great racing between the pair of them, and Brad Harris is able to bring home a victory. Ryan Gorton, Jack Panacea, Justin Lewis and Tom Shaw round out your top 5. Final race of the weekend, it's race 4 for the RX8 Cup here at Sydney Motorsport Park, proudly brought to you by Yellow Express and a great range of sponsors. Of course, like we've said, make sure to check them all out on the website and Facebook pages for more information. Ryan Gorton and Brad Harris going side by side through turn 1. The pair of them giving a lot of respect down here. We'll see if Brad Harris can outbrake Gorton though, as Gorton tries to work his way still around the outside. He's going to hold on, and that will become the inside line down through turns 3, 4. If he can be able to hold there, he may just be able to pinch the lead. We go on board with Brad Harris, and the pair of them fighting hard. Gorton gets the inside, slides it through 4. Luckily for him, that becomes the inside run for 5 and 6, so he will be able to hold on to position here. Harris will switch it back and see if he can get there, but Gorton holds that position. Great racing, a little bit of a touch out of turn 6, and Brad Harris doing everything he can as Tom Shaw gets to the inside of Jack Panacea as well for a position further down in the group. How good is it to see the racing from this group of cars, all of them so close together. There's a little bit of touching and a little bit of rubbing, but nothing over the top. And everybody just driving really, really hard as we go on board with Aaron Hills. He's giving the motions there for, I'm not sure who that is going past him. I think that was Luke Webber actually, to say go for it, let's get in the draft, and here's it's Luke Webber. So Webber working his way back up through the field after we saw that drama right here at the start of race 2. Down through the field as well. Maisie Place there. And then the 31 car of Glenn Gamble. One stop. RX8, these guys working down the back end of the field, but still fighting hard for position. Almost as hard as these guys up in the top 10. You can just see Linus Stern, a lot of them here. Justin Barnes fighting back as well after those dramas in race 3. It looks like Tom Shaw has been able to get himself past Lewis there, down into turn 1. So Terry Lewis loses out. Jack Panacia right there. Justin Barnes trying to buy into it now and pick up some of those valuable championship points. Race 3 was not what he wanted after race 2. He worked his way slightly back, but still a lot of work to do here in the final race of the weekend as Tom Shaw starts to work his way on Justin Lewis. Ooh, takes a bit of grass there, trying to straight line out of the hairpin. So Tom Shaw, you'd have to say, with a little bit of pace on these guys at the moment, he'll be looking to get out after Brad Harris. Ryan Gorton is gone yet again down the road. The Magnet Race Numbers car just out of here. He may well pick up a 3rd race victory of the weekend as Tom Shaw looks to the outside of Justin Lewis. He's trying to make it work. Switches back, looking for the drive. Not quite there though. And Justin is holding him back at the moment as we go on board with Terry Lewis through turns 4 and 5. We'll switch into 5 here. You can see Shaw trying to get the inside run. Oh, they've checked up there. A little bit of drama. And oh, geez. Coming from stage left, I think that was Justin Lewis. Made contact with Terry Lewis, and the pair of them are in the fence on the exit of turn 5. I think they all just tripped over each other there as they were trying to battle for position. But unfortunately, that's going to put both Lewises out of the race. The Yellow Express car and the Rotary Motion as we go on board with Ben Shaw. There's not very much time left in this one. And unfortunately for them, just what we don't want to see. As we see here, the Luke Webber car working on Aaron Prosser. These two, of course, we saw in race 2 come together. Just an unfortunate contact between the pair of them, and now you've got the 26 car of Luke Webber looking to make his way back past, both in light bluey sort of colour. There's now Prosser holding him off down through the final corner. We'll see if Webber can be able to get the run onto the main straight. He's been pretty strong here, we saw earlier in the race with his pass on Aaron Hills. And he's going to look to the inside again down into turn 1, and this time he'll make it stick. Prosser gives him plenty of room and just lets him go there. So Aaron Prosser loses the position late in the race, and that's for the back end of the top 10. Out in front though, Ryan Gorton with another comfortable lead and a comfortable victory brings the car across the line. The Magnet Race Numbers 3 from 4 this weekend. He leads home Brad Harris, Tom Shaw, Jack Panacia and Justin Barnes. We caught up with Justin Barnes down in the pits to get his thoughts on his weekend, as well as Ryan Gorton for taking 3 race victories.
Justin Barnes, current championship leader for RX8s, mate. You had a P3 of victory, and then things didn't go quite to plan this weekend at Sydney Motorsport Park. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, no, in race 2 we actually had an alternator failure, and that cut out the power on the car, which drops out power steering and also ABS. So dropped way back to 17th. This morning, race 3 this morning, I was able to get back from 17th to 8th and then just move up to 5th then. So quite a good result after yesterday's mishap. Good
result, and it's kept you the championship lead. So where do you go into the next round? What's the plan going to the next round to consolidate that lead?
The next one will be Morgan Park up in Queensland at Warwick. Just basically go in there and try and get 4 solid results. And if I can get a podium for the round, otherwise just get 4 results and try and bring it back here in Sydney Motorsport Park in October. We have 2 rounds back-to-back that month. So I'd like to be in the lead coming back from Queensland.
Anyone you want to thank?
Tilly's Motorsport, Payless Tyres, Rickshaw Rotary, he's my engine builder, and obviously myself, Just In Time Auto Glass.
Ryan Gorton, 2 wins, a 2nd place. Looks like you had a lot of fun out there. Pulled out to a pretty big win in that last race there.
Yeah, it was awesome. I knew I had to get a good start. These one-mate cars, it's hard to get past if you get stuck behind. So got a pretty even start with Brad Harris, who was side-by-side for nearly half a lap. Awesome racing. Managed to just edge in front, and then, just kept pumping out quick laps. I think we might have just got the lap record again. Just tried to extend that lead each lap. It was a good race.
Nice one. And what's the plan moving forward? You missed the first round of RX8s. Are you planning to come back again next round?
We'll wait and see. I've got my own car and improved production. We've got nationals in 3 weeks, so focus on that, and we'll see if we can come back for another round here and there.
And anyone you want to thank?
Car owner Rick Rogers, Car Care Wollongong, G-Technic Coatings, EcoSafe Chemicals, and Apex Pro Seals. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed all the action here from the RX8 Cup at Sydney Motorsport Park. Of course, keep an eye out on their website and Facebook pages for where they're off to next, how you can get involved and how you can watch the rest of the championship as well. We'll have more highlights later on in the season here on Blendline TV. Until next time, bye for now.